大家好，比赛即将开始，请将手机调至静音状态，不要随意走动。
Ladies and gentlemen, the competition is about to begin. Please put your phone to silent mode and do not walk around cautiously.
女士们、先生们，欢迎大家观看2024中国光谷世界斯诺克武汉公开赛。
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to 2024 Optics Valley of China World Snooker.
Hello, welcome back to day 2 coverage of the Wuhan Snooker Open. It's been a busy day already, and we're ready now for the night session, which features once again China's legend Ding Junhui playing another Chinese player, Zhu Se. Table 2, we've got Sean Murphy against Anthony Hamilton, which you can watch on Discovery Plus. As I say, it's been a busy day. Judd Trump was up this morning. He came through pretty comfortably. We saw Kyron Wilson earlier, the world champion, whitewash Aaron Hill. Zhang Anda won that much more drawn-out match with Graham Dott. But we're looking forward, of course, to seeing Ding. He came through yesterday against Robbie McGuigan, who took the lead early on, but Ding got the job done. Of course, he got a great record in China itself, and a lot of expectation still on him, even though there's an increasing number of Chinese players on tour. Ding's still the man they look to, and the man they'll be following in this session. So this is the head-to-head between them. It's not 0-0, it's actually 2-1 to Ding. They played last in the WST Classic in Leicester. That was actually the one that Zhu Se won. That was in 2023. Ding won the first 2 meetings. But this is the biggest. It's here in China in a ranking event, live on television. There's Ding, just appearing in the nick of time. Yeah, he's a fascinating player to watch. His form has been a bit erratic of late. In fact, he hadn't won a match in a ranking event since March until yesterday, so his form had not really been there. He'd lost a few deciders, but anyway, he's off and running in this tournament, and Zhu Se has the task of trying to knock him out. The winner will play another Chinese player, either Yuan Shijun or Xing Zihao.
And his opponent, 12 ranking titles, ranked 5th in the world, the magician, Sean Murphy.
Well, you can hear Sean Murphy being introduced on table 2. He plays Anthony Hamilton. That'll be a fascinating one, which you can follow on Discovery Plus. There's some other matches as well. John Higgins against Fang Zhengyi. Si Jiawei plays Daniel Womersley, and Jimmy White, who's qualified, will take on Noppen Senkar.
First, let's welcome referee Wang Haitao for table 1.
Wang Haitao, the referee here for the main match. Anthony Hamilton, pro since 1991, so he's seen everything in the game. Sean Murphy, of course, runner-up in Shanghai early season to Judd Trump. That's live on Discovery Plus. As That's a long time ago, all of that. Here we go, best of 9. The night session on day 2 of the Wuhan Open. It's an all-Chinese match on the main table. Ding Junhui, the world number 9. Xu Se, the world number 48. Xu Se made a maximum last year in the UK Championship qualifiers. Quarter-finalist in the Zhang Grand Prix this season. But Alan, alongside me, it always feels a big deal, whoever takes on Ding in China. I think particularly actually for the other Chinese players, because, of course, they all look up to him.
Yeah, they absolutely do. Good afternoon to you, Dave. Looking forward to watching Xu Se in particular, actually. He's been certainly catching a lot of people's eye of late on the tour. Playing nicely this season, plenty of good wins. And as always, good to get a close-up look at Ding, see how he's playing. Hasn't been on our screens all that much of late, as you say.
Xu Se had to come through the initial round in Leicester. He beat Ian Burns 5-1. But this is a completely different scenario, as I say, the attention and the opponent. The man who started the boom in China when he won in Beijing in 2005, the China Open, as a teenager.
Well, he got in some ways the most important part correct, the cue ball back to the baulk cushion. Good little player, Xu Se. I mean, that's a poor shot, mind you. You know, he shouldn't be offering up the left half of the brown for Ding. Probably take advantage of this, but yeah, fast improving. Just been around a while now. But very good player, very dangerous. Oh, that is an absolute shocker. He's certainly left one. So early signs, not great.
Doesn't matter how long the match is, these opening frames can feel important, particularly for a player like Xu Se, not that used to playing on the main table. If he can just settle down here, make a nice break, just show Ding how good he's feeling today, that could be significant in terms of the rest of the match. But straight away, he's missed that.
Yeah, that is a bad miss. Certainly the way the reds are spread. I mean, that's, you know, nothing to do with the cue ball. No reason to think, no reason why he would have missed that. I mean, straightforward shot.
White.
Yeah, so the pink will spot. It's just a question of whether it will pass to left corners. Ding's about to find out. If it does,
7.
he's in business.
Eight.
Yeah, it's pretty tight, that, isn't it? So a bit of left-hand side. See the pink jagging to the left. If he plays it. Just watch how straight he hits this pink, and the side on it will transfer onto the pink and throw it wide. Yeah, well done.
In recent times, Ding has gone for spells during the season where he's just been quiet. We've barely seen him, and then he suddenly pops up and does something. We saw that, of course, once again at the UK Championship last year when he got to the final. Same at the World Open towards the back end of last season, again got to the final. He's good enough to win any tournament, but he has had some early exits this season. He's only won one match all season before yesterday. That was in the Shanghai Masters, of course, not a ranking event. But when he puts it together, certainly when it comes to break building, we know the class he has and we know what he can do. 14 ranking titles to his name, including 5 in a single season.
One.
Yeah, the red that he's playing now, you're absolutely correct. His break building is fabulous. That was the key red to get rid of. It opens up, you know, the other 4 or 5 like no problem. He identified straight away the red that was the most important one to get rid of. So, normal circumstances, you expect him to, well, win the frame, let's be honest.
$28. $29. $55.
Yeah, same thing again here almost. Playing this with lots of left-hand side, but I don't know how much pace he can put into it. No, that's superb. I mean, his cue ball, yeah, the previous shot wasn't good. That was top drawer. Of course, a massive star, obviously, out in China every time he plays. It's big news. But it's a shame, I think, for him he doesn't have... Or the World Snooker Tour don't have any events in Wuxi anymore, his home city. You know, it'd be nice for him to play in front of his hometown crowd, so to speak. Perhaps in the future that'll happen.
Yeah, there was one year in that event where they made him go to Barnsley to qualify, and it didn't end well. I think they learnt a lesson with that. But he's such an important figure still in the sport here, as a figurehead in China, but still as a top player as well.
$49. $50.
So he's been taking these pinks and building up a nice lead. Of course, Yuso had a good chance. He missed that blue with the rest after potting the initial red in the frame.
His cue ball is just awesome, isn't it?
56.
You know, most of the top players they're pretty much brilliant at virtually everything these days, but that one element of the game is cue ball.
57.
There is no one better, period, than Ding. There really isn't. So, frame ball.
63.
Yeah, lovely stuff. It's one of those breaks. In a way, it sort of didn't look much, but it didn't look much because he controlled things so well. He didn't have to be sort of travelling round, recovering. So an encouraging start for Ding. Got that first match out the way yesterday, having gone behind early on to Robbie McGuigan. .68 in front, so 3 snookers needed.
69.
Just looking at whether he can make these into a plant, these 2 reds. Not quite, but a solid start. Yuso may play on here, but as I say, 3 snookers needed.
End frame.
He's had a look and he doesn't like what he sees. So, a very good start for Ding. This is first to 5 to reach the round 3 of the Wuhan Open, and he's already 1-0 up. Just to reiterate some of the results from earlier, Judd Trump was on the morning session again. Didn't seem to bother him. 5-2, he beat He Guo Chang, who's quite a dangerous player here in China. Ben Wollaston, good win for him over Gary Wilson, who's just struggling a bit now for results, Gary. 5-1, that was to Wollaston. Anthony McGill beat Egypt's Mostafa Dorgan 5-4. And McGill will play Trump now tomorrow. In the second session, you may have been with us to watch Karen Wilson beat Aaron Hill 5-0. Zhang Anda beat Graham Dott 5-3. Mark Joyce, of course, he was a late call-up when Ronnie O'Sullivan withdrew. He's beaten Sanderson Lam 5-2. Hossein Vafai beat Jordan Brown 5-3. Elliot Slesser 5-2 over Wang Jimbo. Robbie Williams 5-2 over Hamad Mir. Xiao Gudong 5-1 over Andrew Paget, and he will play Karen Wilson tomorrow. And Wu Yize, of course, runner-up in the English Open a couple of weeks back. He beat Ka Wai Chang 5-0. Sean Murphy already 1-0 up against Anthony Hamilton on table 2. So we're off and running in the night session here, day 2 of the Wuhan Open. Ding Junhui 1, Zhu Se 0. Sean Murphy's taken the first against Anthony Hamilton. Noppin Senkom the first against Jimmy White. Robert Milkins already 1-0 up to Zhak Shirty. Xing Zhihao 1-0 up against Yuan Sijun.
Sorry.
Yeah, we need the green on its spot, ideally. And there it is. So Zhu spotted that, and off we go, frame 2. He had the chance, didn't he, initially? Potted the first red, missed the blue. And that was basically that. Ding stepped in and did the damage with a 69 break.
Yeah, actually, I don't know what would happen if you break off. Does the referee then spot the green? I don't know. After you play one shot. I actually remember playing Barry Pinches years ago out in Europe somewhere, and I potted a red. The cue ball came up and landed perfectly on the green, but the green wasn't on its spot. But I just thought to myself at the time, I thought, it's a pity the green's not on its spot, because I'd be absolutely perfect. And I looked around the table and the green wasn't on the table. So it was one of those. I said to the referee, I can't remember who the referee was. I said, look, and I also said to Barry Pinches, I said, I'm sorry, Barry, but the green's not on the table. So I flagged it up, and it had to then be spotted, and I was on it. So anyway, yeah. And I had to apologise to Barry. But the point is, the green had to go back on its spot. Because, yeah, very strange. Don't think Barry was too happy about it. But, I couldn't note that the green wasn't on its spot and just sort of keep stum about it and not say anything. I had to mention it. Anyway. Yeah, that's a hot shot, that one, isn't it? What a pot that was. It's not very often you pot one in and out of baulk like that as well. Beautiful shot.
Yeah, it's been a mixed start, hasn't it? He missed that pretty easy blue, frame 1, but anyway, that's in the past. Now he's got his iron again. Players in that sort of midsection of the rankings, the 40s, 50s, 60s, they're all seriously good. We know that. We've seen them reaching finals. Wu Yize was the latest to do that at the English Open. And Zhang Anda we saw last year from the 50s winning a tournament. So she's hoping he's sort of next in line to get on a run like that. He has been in the semi-finals of the Indian Open. That's the best he's done in a ranking event. That was back in 2017, though. But as I said at the start, he's up to his highest ever ranking, 48.
Fine.
Yeah, that's a bad one. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those shots that if you're going to play on the red by the black, play on and off the cushion. Use the cushion to your advantage. Trying to drop it on a sixpence without using the cushion is very difficult. Yes, it was a poor shot, but I think just the way that he played it was the incorrect way. Now, playing this with pace is such a tight pocket. Going dead weight. What a recovery. Brilliant. What a shot.
11.
One of those players, as Dave said, very accomplished mid-ranking, but not that easy to figure out, even though I've seen a lot of him, where his absolute strengths lie.
Yeah, sort of slight rueful look, because again he's just left this awkward. We've already seen really the difference. Ding in the break he made was in really nice control of the cue ball. Already this is an adventure, this break for Zhu Se. He's getting all the long stuff out now. All the heavy machinery here, the spider, the extensions. Yeah, and it made a big difference in the end. So from what was a wonderful first red and then the good recovery red to right middle, it's all come to a rather abrupt end.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult to turn this red down. Does he go deep with it and back for blue bolt colour? Looks like it. Yeah, obviously makes the pot that bit trickier.
So ding back in. Just to say, we've got some real big names in action in this session. John Higgins, of course, back in the top 16 after spending just a week out after 29 years. He's a frame down to Fang Zhengyi. Jimmy White has also qualified. He's a frame down to Nopin Senkom. Sean Murphy, those won the first against Anthony Hamilton. Si Jiawei, of course, has joined the top 16 after his run to the semis in Saudi Arabia, and he's won the first against Daniel Womersley.
Yes, again, there's the difference with the cue ball. Absolutely perfect if he wants to play the split. You see there, Ding uses the end cushion. I know he had to on that occasion, but the point is it's an easier shot if you're using the cushion. Easy to get nice on this red. He would maybe play the split, but for being hampered by the pink. See, it's a bit more awkward. See that? That would have been the reason, the main reason why he didn't play the split, but
20.
immaculate cue ball again, top side of the blue, and they're a nice target.
Twenty-one. Six.
Yeah, everything he does is done in the correct way. The pace was absolute perfection and justifiable reward, it looks like. Again, that's super. That's a brilliant shot.
27.
Yeah, we saw at the Masters, didn't we? His break building prowess. He made a second maximum there, having made one back in 2007. They're pretty rare at the Masters, aren't they? 147s. He's made two.
32.
The frame was used, Sir got in early, but it just went wrong pretty quickly. Left himself hampered on the red that he attempted. Had all the long stuff out, didn't pot it. And he'll be surveying the table here, fully expecting it to be 2-0, I'm sure.
Eight. Nine. $45. 46. $52. 53.
Now that was pure class, that shot. He doesn't have a lot of area to lay the cue ball there, but that's where you'd put it with your hand. Honestly, I know it always seems to be the case, but his cue ball
61.
is out of this world.
Punishment
58. Again
for Jusa, having had that initial chance. He's been the opposite, hasn't he? When he's been in, he's not been controlling position at all.
69. $76. 77.
Hard to believe we're coming up to 20 years since that breakthrough win at the China Open in Beijing when Ding was actually a wild card for the event. That was to ensure he was at the venue, not having to go through qualifying.
84. 86. 89.
So he's made a slow start to the season. He made a slow start yesterday, but came through, and now he's motoring. Ding. Conditions seem really good as well.
93.
So you're going to favour the heavy scorers. We saw Judd Trump with another couple of centuries this morning. And Ding needs this pink for career century number 666.
104.
And on this evidence, Zhu Se has a devil of a job to beat him. That is seriously good, isn't it? What a clearance from Ding Junhui, 111. Again, punishing that one mistake from his opponent. And he's already leading here by 2 frames to 0. Well, that was going on. Sean Murphy dished up in fine style against Anthony Hamilton to lead 2-0. So we had a few big hitters haven't made the trip. A couple have been knocked out, but they're starting to make their move, aren't they? Corin Wilson, very impressive earlier. Trump as well. And now Ding and Murphy in this session looking good. Still early days, but Zhu Se, if he gets a chance in the next frame, he's got to try and stay in and keep things as simple as possible. Noppin Senkom, meantime, 2-0 up now on Jimmy White. Jimmy would have played, I guess, in the first ranking event in China back in 1990, the Asian Open, won by his great rival Stephen Hendry. That was in Guangzhou. And Robert Milkins, another player who's sort of been off the radar a little bit of late. He's 2-0 up against Zach Surety. There's so many tournaments now. If you have struggled, of course, there's always the chance in week or two's time you could get on a run and turn things around. And Milkins, let's be clear, has done that before, hasn't he? When he won in Gibraltar, he was spiralling down the rankings. Of course, won the Welsh as well after that.
请大家尽快坐下来。OK。Frame 3， 丁俊晖 to break。大家尽快坐下来，不要走动了，谢谢。
So Ding's had a century in frame 2 to lead 2-0 against Zhu Se, this all-Chinese affair. The winner will play another Chinese player, either Yuan Sijun or Xing Zihao in the last 32 tomorrow. It's currently 1-0 to Xing Zihao. It's actually been 7 years since Ding last won a ranking event in China, the 2017 World Open. Of course, though, there was a spell of 4 years where there were no tournaments here because of the COVID interruption.
I think something else that's improved as the years have gone on out in China. Conditions, as you rightly say, Dave, look to be excellent this week. Excuse me, that has improved year on year. To the extent now where I think they're consistently very good. They always seem to be good scoring tables. I know that the pockets are marginally more generous, I think, this week than the recent tournaments in the UK. I think that's fair. It's not deliberate, I don't think, but when they get in, as Ding has demonstrated already, it's pretty much lights out because his cue ball is so good. But yeah, the tables are playing nicely, which is good to see. Look at that cue ball, almost. I mean, it's just about on the pink, but what a demonstration of cue ball control. Most players wouldn't have played that. I mean, a lot of people get talking about conditions. A lot of people get accused of all anyone ever does is moan, complain about it. It's not correct. They're good this week. I'm praising it. It's just that most times people forget when you praise something. It's just people's, the nature of things these days. But yeah, they are good this week. And he's off again here, Ding. This cue ball again is just outstanding.
8.
Yeah, to be fair, I've heard players in interviews say, the conditions are good, but because that's not really a news story as such. It's a news story when it's the other way around. But yeah, Ding will certainly be enjoying this table. And of course, because of his status here, as long as he's in the tournament, he'll be playing on it. So if he likes the table, then watch out, everyone else. Kyron Wilson, of course, has had his say about table allocations.
14.
To be fair, every time he's played on the main table this season, he's played really well. Again, earlier today, he was on this table. He won 5-0, made a nice clearance in the last frame. Made a century earlier on against Aaron Hill. So you can understand why players want to be centre stage here.
$15.
Even that again, such a good shot.
21. 22.
Okay, obvious cannon then. absolutely certain of which red he's going to be on. But if he gets on one nicely, it'll probably be end of frame 3. No good. Yeah, he was just never certain when you're playing that cannon. Played it the correct way to kill his cue ball around the pack of reds. Just plain unlucky on this occasion. Yeah, it's just a bit, you'd think, a bit too risky. Why be, you know, 2-0 in front and going along nicely? Why give up an easy chance to your opponent or risk doing it? More prudent, I think, just to park the bus for the time being. Made the best job of it, mind you. Yes, I like the red on the right wing as well, because it offers him a good cue ball back to baulk with blue waiting if he gets the pot. Certainly looks the possibility of getting the rest out, doesn't it? And punching that red away from the black and nestling in behind it. Obviously didn't spot that. And he's given Ding a decent opportunity to get in behind the blue. It's one of those shots. Not an awful lot of side. Just a bit of helping side. Played it perfectly. What a shot. Yeah. Very nearly.
Jimmy White very nearly a century. 97 broke down, but he's 2-1 down now to Noppen Senkham. And Daniel Womersley's at 113 to level up with Si Wei, one each. Well, that's one way to stop Ding scoring. Play a good safety.
Foul. Ding Junhui 4.
And this time he gets his man exactly what he wanted. He almost didn't want to snooker him. You know, it is an easy get out. If he has that line below the right middle pocket. And of course, see, it's exactly what Ding wanted, because you can see a red full ball. Yes, because of those two reds behind the black spot, it's so difficult to play a telling safety shot. That's why Ding's choosing the right half of the table, because of those two reds.
Turned into one of those sort of strange frames where configuration of the colours all off their spots, the reds sort of grouped together. It's going to take a bit of working out.
Yeah, played as a kind of shot to nothing by, as you said, but couldn't have finished much worse. Leaving that fairly straightforward red on these tables, the way they're playing, and also releasing the other one. All of a sudden, this has got quite a promising look to it, especially that he had a handy lead to begin with.
7. 8.
He's very good at the sort of deadpan reaction when something goes wrong, as it did there. He didn't get on the red as intended, so it looked to the heavens. But he's in control of this match, and he'll want to stay that way, not give any gifts to Zhu Su. Needs a couple right now.
Ding Junhui, 15.
Wasn't the best executed shot ever, but as I say, he's in control. 47-0, 2-0. Anthony Hamilton's pulled one back against Sean Murphy, 2-1 to Murphy. And it's 3-0 to Robert Milkins now against Zach Surety. Of course, Zach Surety at the World Open here in China last season made a maximum against Ding on the main table. John Higgins in some early trouble, 2-0 down to Fang Zhengyi. And Si Jiawei has just gone 2-1 up against Daniel Womersley.
Yeah, Ding has to play the red in bulk here because he doesn't want to be opening. Well, open them any more than they already are. The 6 or 7 on the near the left cushion. I suppose, yeah, just nudge 1 or 2 a little closer to the cushion and playing this.
One.
A good pot, wasn't it? It was important that he get the next red. And having done that and being nicely on the yellow, it's exactly what was needed. Because the match is kind of, well, certainly for this frame anyway, it feels like the match is drifting away from Jus. That's not great either.
3.
Still cut this back, but it's one of those, don't let your concentration go too much onto the cue ball. Must get the pot here above all else. Yeah, he just can't afford to give Ding another chance, which he has done.
3.
And every chance of it costing him very dearly. Again, just the difference between his cue ball and the fella at the table is pretty huge, let's be honest. That's been the difference in the match so far.
Looking at Ding, he's always immaculately turned out, isn't he? It actually cost him last season, didn't it? At the English Open, he turned up and there's a slightly different dress code. He was wearing a nice brown suit and he was wearing the wrong colour trousers. And by the time he got the right colour pair on, he was Dr. Frame. Dr. Frame for being too smart. And another sort of deadpan reaction as he catches the black with the cue ball. Shake of the head.
6.
Yeah, no rules are rules, but, you know, I mean, come on. You know. Ah, superb. Yeah, just on that again. You know, I think if it was me that was in charge, it's not, thankfully, but if it was, it would be. Sorry, Ding, but we're going to let you go this match, but if you win, can you sort it out in a few hours' time, please? That's what I'd be doing, anyway. Needs a bit of cue power with this one. Superb.
Yeah, holding all the cards, 58 in front, yellow and green on cushions. A couple of red safe, so looking a big favourite now to win this frame.
Just try and punch this red over the middle. That's what he tried. What's his angle like on the blue? The natural angle. Quite close to the in-off. That's what he's looking at. But that, again, I think is just a magnificent shot. The double is now on. He might have to play it with just a tracer right-hand side to avoid the double kiss, but I don't think so. I think it's just on, and if anything, maybe even favourite to get this. No pressure on it either, 64 in front.
再保3进，谢谢。丁俊晖，Trent。
Yeah, that was nicely done. Not masses of pressure on Ding as yet. Just looking to defend for the time being. Yeah, so just push the red down and up. was a beautiful shot, that. So this is not going to be as easy to contain Zhu Si. The thing in this position, Ding knows that if he leaves anything at all, that Zhu Si will have a go at it, because it's, you know, it's going to be all hands to the pump at the moment, because, you know, the frame's pretty much gone. So any glimmer that he gets, he'll be taking something on.
Foul. MS. Xu Si, 4.
Well, the 4 points are welcome, I guess, considering there's only 5 reds on the table, which gives them a little bit more latitude. So, OK, yellow and green on cushions, but this is a chance now to get right back into this frame. All the reds that were locked down, save a moment ago, are all in play now. Big colours in play. Starts with a good pot, though.
Well, I think it's the wrong choice. I just put all your eggs in the basket and do nothing with the cue ball and play for the pink. Simple as that. He made the pot that bit more difficult by coming back for black when he needn't have done, and it's going to cost them the frame. Just don't quite understand why he didn't just, you know, if he plays the red, the long red to far corner for the pink, he'll get it probably 8 or 9 out of 10. But 3-0 is now confirmed.
Set. 8.
Yeah, Ding looks nice and relaxed. He's playing well. Of course, he's got the initial match out of the way yesterday. So it's going to take something special from what we've seen for Zhu Si to turn this around.
14.
Damage has been well and truly done, and Ding, he's just 2 frames from round 3 here at the Wuhan Open. Zhu Si desperately needs something to change soon. It's 2-1 to Sean Murphy on table 2. Robert Milk, that's against Anthony Hamilton. Robert Milkins 3-0 over Zhak Surety. Xing Zihao 2-1 over Yuan Sijun. Of course, the winner of that will play the winner of this match. Martin O'Donnell 2-0 over Sunny Akani. Fang Zhengyi 2-0 up on John Higgins. Si Jiahui 2-1 up on Daniel Womersley. This is the second round, the last 64 round of the Wuhan Open. So by the end of the night, we'll have our last 32 lineup. We've already got some interesting matches tomorrow. Stan Moody, Barry Hawkins, of course. Moody beat Ryan Day yesterday. Corin Wilson will play Zhao Gudong. Jackson Page, who had that good win over Neil Robertson, plays Long Zhuhang. And Wu Yize against Jamie Clark. Clark had the walkover because Mark Allen withdrew. Ali Carter, Marco Fu, another match in the morning. And then later on, Judd Trump in the night session plays Anthony McGill. We've got Jack Jones against Jack Lazowski. And Mark Joyce, who, of course, was a very late call-up. He's already won 2 matches, and he's playing Robbie Williams tomorrow night. Zhang Anda against Hossein Vafai. And other matches to be decided. Back live here on day 2 of the Wuhan Snooker Open. This is the 6th ranking event of the current season. All the previous 5 have been won by different players so far, all big hitters actually. So it'll be interesting to see whether someone can break through and win first time this week. Meantime, Sean Murphy and Anthony Hamilton on table 2. These are live pictures. It's 2-1 to Murphy. Hamilton did win frame 3. This is live on Discovery Plus. Anthony Hamilton, of course, a veteran campaigner, turned pro back in 1991. Well, they're going to re-rack as well, are they? Referee seemed to think so, but I don't know, they're having a chat about it. 7 points in the frame. All very convivial by the looks of it. Referee, I think, is wondering if this conversation is going to include her at any point.
我们动作快一点，谢谢大家。OK， 徐生。Frame 4, 徐师 to break.
Well, they're still discussing it, but nothing's been resolved yet. Seems they are going to continue.
What?
Well, after one shot, it's already looking ominous. Ding already with the 3-0 cushion, feeling good. Going for the jugular. More evidence, let's be honest, that pockets are playing quite generous so far. Oh, that's a gorgeous shot. That wasn't easy.
9.
Cross the nap, slow, cut back. So this time the cannon's no problem. Guaranteed to be nice on the next red. But it's gone about as awkward as it possibly could. I don't know if he'll be able to reach this without the extended bridge rest to give it Dominic's name. To, you know,
Use Dominic's name for the spider. Yeah, it's going to be the extended. At least it is a V where his cue's going to sit, not the old U shape that you used to get in the club back in the day. Your cue actually stuck on the way through in delivery. This is quite nasty. Yes, again.
24.
Get himself out of trouble and in decent position. Just the fact the pockets are playing that little bit bigger, that last black, it releases some of the pressure on it. You know, you can use the jaw on the way in. But you've got to say as well, Ding, he's playing... We haven't seen that much of him this season, but he's playing as well as I've seen him in a long time. I know it's only a sample size, really, but his cue ball is as good as ever.
Yeah, and also within himself, you know, you can see sometimes in matches Ding is struggling a bit and doesn't always necessarily look as up for the fight as he could be, but that's not the case today. He looks relaxed, he looks determined, he's playing nicely, and in with a chance here to extend the lead.
Set.
Just to say, John Higgins in trouble, 3-0 down to Fan Zhengyi. Of course, Fan made a maximum at the English Open. He's a ranking event winner in his own right.
Seven. Eight.
Yeah, pretty good recovery. Can just about find the centre of the cue ball. But having a wander, for good reason. If this black goes in, it should be 4-0 at the interval.
$45.
He's in that section of the draw as well. Still got to win today, I know, but in a section where you would expect him to, well, not definitely come through, but obviously there's every chance of it. I mean, the winner of this plays Yan Sijun or Jing Jihao.
53.
And the other two matches in his section are David Lilley plays Alan Taylor
54.
and Harris Tahir plays Chris Wakelin. That would be to get to the quarter-finals. I know that's looking a long way in the future, but the early signs are good. As David said, playing really lovely.
61. $62.
Yeah, he started playing because his dad played pool and he went along as a boy and just watched him and then had a few shots, and
67.
from that they moved on to snooker. But of course this was before snooker had any real foothold in China. It has a foothold in China largely because of him, of course. So this frame has gone and Jusa broke off, left the long red. Ding, already playing good stuff, has stepped in and made another wonderful break. A couple of snookers needed.
75.
After their long chat that we saw, Shaun Murphy and Anthony Hamilton. Murphy's won that frame, so 3-1. Another close one on the pink.
$76.
Does seem at this time of the year he sort of comes good, doesn't he? I mean, we're coming up, I suppose, not that long to the UK Championship, where he always seems to play well. He's been a runner-up the last 2 years because he's won it 3 times. Seems to love York.
$89. 90.
Yeah, he's not physically intimidating or powerful, anything like that, Ding, but what he does when he's anywhere near his best, he can make you feel, you know, not just inferior, he makes other players realise that when you're watching him playing against him, you think, I can never be as good as this guy. He's that good. With his cue ball, here's the century, hopefully.
Second of the match for Ding Junhui.
102.
Some sort of cross double here to continue. Well, he's going for the yellow pocket. Not to be, but 102 will do nicely. And just underlining how well he's played, he's been completely on top. And the chances that Jusa has had, he's made very little from. So he's contributed to his own downfall here. But Ding, you've got to say, he's playing beautifully. And as they go to the interval, he'll be feeling really good, because he'll need just one more when they come back in 15 minutes. 4-0 to Ding. Looking very good indeed for a place in round 3 here at the Wuhan Open. Now, earlier on, the world champion Karen Wilson was on this table, which always pleases him, of course. He was up against Aaron Hill from Cork in the Republic of Ireland. And we can show you what happened here. Karen Wilson, of course, has already won a ranking event this season as world champion. And it was here in China, the Xi'an Grand Prix, beat Ronnie O'Sullivan in the semis, Judd Trump in the final. So he's already sort of put to bed any suggestion that he might struggle as world champion. And again, it was a very impressive performance this morning, right from the off. This is frame one. He made a 72 break here. So immediately settle into the match. Every little helps, doesn't it? A little bit of running as well. In frame two, he went on to make a 61 break. So that was 2-0. Aaron Hill hoping for better in frame three, but well, we'll see the chance he had. This was how it started, but, well, we didn't see how it ended. He didn't make much of it, and Karen Wilson got him, made a century, 111, so that was 3-0. You can see why he likes table one, can't you? As I say, he genuinely plays best stuff on the main table. So it's a little bit like the match you're watching now with Ding and Zhu Se. One player dominant, making breaks, the other struggling. So that was 3-0, and as we move into frame four, Karen Wilson every reason to be confident, and that was the end of the break, but it was a break of 88, so that was 4-0. And Aaron Hill staring down the barrel. It's a long way to travel, isn't it, to be heavily beaten. He did have a good chance, though. This was Wilson trying to get into the reds from the black in frame five, so this did give Aaron Hill some sort of chance. But very close frame in the end, ended with this clearance from Wilson. And it meant, with the minimum of fuss, really, he's gone through to round three. He'll play Zhao Gudong, who's never beaten him, actually. It's 7-0 to Wilson on the head-to-head there. So Karen Wilson, a first-time world champion, supposed to be under pressure. He's playing the opposite way. He's playing like he's relishing the status that he's got, that he's worked hard for, that he's earned. And he is into round three. We'll see him tomorrow, as I say, against Zhao Gudong. Both matches here at the Wuhan Open in the night session on the interval. It's 4-0 Ding Junhui against Zhu Se, and very much worth the 4-0 lead. Ding's had 2 centuries there. And as you can see, Sean Murphy 3-1 up on Anthony Hamilton. It's been a close match, that. A couple of close frames have gone to Murphy. But we'll see when they come back. We're going to show you a few highlights, actually, of what's been happening so far there. Sean Murphy already, of course, runner-up in Shanghai this season, and Anthony Hamilton, evergreen, I think we can say.
Yeah, I've been keeping an eye on that match, as we obviously been concentrating on the feature match with Ding and Zhu Se. Been chances aplenty, actually, on both sides. A couple of close frames. Sean, actually, I think as we'll get to see, he made quite a crucial clearance to go 2-0 in front from something like 50 behind. 7 or 8 reds, clearance to pink or black it was in the end. He's just tidying up frame one here, getting the arm loosened. But I think it was a black off the spot. We'll maybe get to see it, that Anthony Hamilton missed in frame 2, and it was a, it was a routine black, and it was duly punished. Maybe we'll get to see it here. But as I say, chances are plenty. This is the black. Yeah, it's a bad one, isn't it? Bad miss. Plenty of reds in the open. Should have won the frame. Anthony doesn't need me telling him. But there was another miss. Yeah, that one with the rest. My goodness. And that was the clearance. So from, what, 41 behind? I mean, how has he not won the frame from there? Anyway, Sean, being the top player that he is, went in, mopped up. Nice little positional shot onto the last red, and when that disappeared, Anthony, like all of us, knew that the writing was on the wall as far as frame 2. In goes the pink, likewise the straightforward black. And Murphy, at this stage, not in total control, but quite happy with the way things were panning out. 2-0 in front. And so almost the next frame, you can tell there with the sheriff there. Yeah, it was a must-win frame 3, wasn't it, for him?
Yeah, we saw, didn't we, the discussion that was if Hamilton wins the third frame. In frame 4, they were in a discussion. Apparently what happened was it was a red over a pocket, and as they were sort of tip-tapping, it actually dropped in. And they sort of decided amongst themselves to leave it in the pocket, which I think the rules people will be interested in. We might see that in a moment, I don't know, but apparently that's what happened.
Yeah, what we can say is we can say what the rule is and what it should be. It should be replaced. But yeah, well, I'm sure we'll get to see. Well, we're not getting to see it, but anyway, that should have been the case. But well past the winning post in that frame, so last before the interval. 2-1 to Murphy.
Yeah, I mean, well, this was the chat. We haven't seen the incident, so it's hard to comment on it, but it's obviously it's not up to the players to decide the rules, is it? That's the thing. But as I say, I didn't actually see it happen because obviously we're focusing on Ding.
Yeah, apologies. I'm, saying it was the third frame. It was in that fourth frame. Anyway, Sean made the clearance to pink. 3-1 to the good.
Yeah, so Ding and Murphy looking good at the moment, as indeed is Robert Milkins. 3-1 to him. John Higgins, though, in trouble. 3-0 down to Fang Zhengyi. Remember, all these matches are in the last 64 of the Wuhan Open. Been a bit of a roller coaster couple of weeks for Higgins. He dropped out the 16, then he got to the British Open final, lost to Mark Selby. That got him back in the 16, but looking like an early exit for him today. We'll see. Yuan Sijun and Xing Zihao 2-2. Whoever comes through that will play the winner of the Ding Zhu Se match. Nop and Sengom 3-1 up against Jimmy White. 2-2 Si Jiawei and Daniel Womersley, and Martin O'Donnell 3-0 over Sonny Akani. So they're the latest scores, and of course the players will return in both matches in due course. But that's the position. Both at the interval will have, of course, Ding and Zhu Se live to a finish. If he does win Ding 5-0, then I'm sure we'll be able to get across for the rest of the Murphy-Hamilton match as well. But that's the position. Both matches at the interval. Murphy-Hamilton, of course, will continue on Discovery Plus when they return, and we'll be back on Eurosport with Ding against Zhu Se. Ding looking very good. 2 centuries, playing nicely. Looking good to progress here at the Wuhan Open. Table 2 is back. Sean Murphy leads Anthony Hamilton 3-1. We're just waiting for Ding and Jusser on Table 1. 4-0 there to Ding. A couple of real close frames that Murphy's stolen have made the difference here. Hamilton, though, we know what a fierce campaigner he is. He's not given this up yet. He's had his various health issues, so it's great to see him still going, actually. You know, as I say, he's been a pro since '91. That was the first year the game went open to anyone who could essentially afford the entry fees if they wanted to have a go. A lot of people had a go and have fallen by the wayside. He's still here, despite all the issues that he's had. Currently ranked 61. Yeah, he was in a final in China in the sort of pre-Ding era, 2002 in Shanghai, lost to Mark Williams. In fact, Ding played in that as a 14-year-old wildcard. That's how long ago it was. Anyway, this match continues live on Discovery Plus. But as you can see, Ding Junhui and Jusser are returning to Table 1. Ding looking to kill this off now. He's had 2 centuries. He leads 4-0.
Frame 5, Ding Junhui to break.
Ding, good value for this 4-0 lead as he attempts to reach the last 32 here in Wuhan. Can Jusser get back into it, exercise a bit of control if he can get in? That's been the issue. He's been getting in and losing his way. Highest break, just 17 so far. That was a long way away, though.
Yeah, and he's left a simple red that will also release the black into open play.
What? Six.
Just to say, John Higgins has pulled one back, so he's 3-1 down at the interval to Fan Zhengyi.
Yeah, so red colour and looking for the red on the black spot. Get rid of that.
手机静音，谢谢。10.
Yeah, probably play for it. So, the key shot really. Get nicely on a colour. It's a more than decent chance to wrap up the match.
We've seen many times the very best players who've ever played have felt pressure and have cracked under it, but Ding's not under any at the minute. He's not been put under it by his opponent. He's been given the freedom in this match to play his natural game, which of course is the scoring game.
23. Four.
Just checking the plant as well.
31.
If he wants that, that looks a good one. Yeah, there you see it. It's a certainty, isn't it?
32. Nine. 40. 45. 53.
So this is the last question that he's going to be faced with, just above the blue line. And a straightforward cannon if he wants to play it, or just drop the blue in and leave the gap. Yeah, with his cue ball control, he should find the gap, no problem. And he has done. So this
59.
opens up the red on the right as well. It's pretty much done and dusted if this red drops. And it's been an excellent performance. Yes, he hasn't been pressurised by Jus, which I'm surprised about. I was expecting, you know, a reasonable contest at very least today, but it's been a one-man show all the way.
Yeah, I mean, he just hasn't missed an easy ball, has he?
57.
Jus has been poor, yes, but Ding has been a masterclass. And there's a chance now to end with his third century. Sometimes you see a 5-0 and it's actually been a lot closer than that scoreline suggests. This hasn't. This is a 5-0 all day long. It's always good, though, to see Ding Junhui playing well. He's a special player. He's done so much for the sport here in China and around the world. And he's still got a lot more to give, you feel.
76.
You're never quite sure when he's going to come good in the season, but invariably it does happen at some point. Maybe this is the week that he can win ranking event number 15. It's been 7 years since his last success in China in a ranking tournament. It's just delightful stuff. He's on the red. Be on the red, Ding.
83.
We want to see another century. No problem.
84.
Can't make the high break, which is 139. He Guo Chang this morning lost to Judd Trump. Has set a new target. But you feel in this form there'll be plenty more opportunities for Ding to beat that this week. He's playing really well.
98.
In these frames he's won, he's just been needing the one chance. So this then for a third century. It's a great sight, Ding Junhui making these big breaks, just the way he does it, the class he has, the control he has.
105. $108.
Remember coming into the tournament, he hadn't won a match in a ranking event since the World Open towards the end of last season.
112. $117.
Well, today he's made this very difficult game look ridiculously easy. Another fantastic break. A total clearance of 130 from Ding Junhui to go with his two earlier centuries. Yu Se struggled. He did have chances, he didn't take them, but my word, Ding took his. And that is a very popular win. But broke down, Murphy made 77, and it's another frame where Hamilton's made the running and Murphy's turned it round. It's happened now 3 times today. Sean Murphy started with 105 in frame 1. Talking about Ding sort of being a bit up and down, Sean Murphy seems to almost sort of have one good season, one bad. Last season wasn't great, so maybe this will be the one that starts yielding a few trophies.